And welcome to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. Tonight, Video Productions presents exciting girls high school basketball. It's the Panthers of Pikeview. They enter the ball game with a record of 1-11 against the Beckley Flying Eagles. They are 10-3. With Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, Jackie Moon on camera, as we welcome you in to the Window World pregame show. And Eric, you know, I had to put it in my GPS to find this gym because you and I haven't been here since December 18th, and Beckley playing Pikeview here tonight will only be the third game in this building.
Yeah, you know, Maris, wintertime really punched us in the mouth, and it really changed a lot of schedules. And I think it's going to be a lot of basketball crammed in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, that plus the fact that Beckley played 2 games at the Raleigh County Convention Center in the New River CTC event. Then they had, when they played that full day against Graham, they had a game against Graham. And then this Saturday, they're going to do that, the same thing that they did against Graham. They're going to do it with East Fairmont. So that's going to be 4 games out of, you know, your teams play 22 games. You normally play 11 and 11. So 4 out of their 11, almost a third of their schedule, not in this building. And then, like you said, with the way the weather was, December 18th, then they had to squeeze in a game that wasn't originally on their schedule against Mount Hope Christian last week. And like I said, for you and I, only the second time we've been here.
Yeah, and it seems like so far a long time ago that we were here. And, you know, the thing is, I like when they do the girls and the guys combined a little bit, because I think that's a good high school atmosphere. And people don't have to pick and choose. They can come and support both teams. But that being said, you take the girls out of their friendly confines. They're used to playing in this arena, and I think that takes away from them playing here.
I think it does to some extent, but I would agree with you. I think that because, you know, you play at the state tournament at the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum, and I think the Raleigh County Convention Center in Beckley is probably the closest thing that you could get to playing in the Civic Center if you're playing a regular season game.
Yeah, and that's true. I never thought about it that way. And if you like the Beckley girls are, they aspire to be at the state tournament. So that's probably a good thing for them to get to play in that element, in that environment.
Well, these teams are headed in different directions as Beckley has made their entrance on the floor. First of all, we'll take a look at Pikeview. They have really struggled this year, Eric. They're 1-11. Their head coach, and how you like this, he's a real Italian, Tony Malamachi. How you like that? And I did say that correct. I bet he eats at Pasquale's.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But they have struggled. They lost their first 6 games. Their only win was against Bluefield exactly a month ago tonight on January 10th. Then they've lost 5 in a row. They've only scored more than 20 points in 2 games, and one of those was a win when they beat Bluefield a month ago, and they were able to put up 41. The other time they scored more than 20 was against Shady when they put up 36 and lost 53-36. But they also lost early in the year to James Monroe, 102-22, and they also lost to Wyoming East, 75-8. It's been a real struggle for this Pikeview team to be able to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, and you said it off mic, rather, that I guess graduation, a lot of defection, something like that, and it's really tough. And they're a AAA team playing a tough region too, so it's been a really tough go for them this season.
Yeah, and then here tonight, stepping up in class in 4A, and then of course, Eric, you know, you can remember like I do, and I was talking to the coaching staff. I said, you know, it wasn't that long ago, and Eric, maybe you can help me remember this, 2 or 3 years ago when Beckley was playing Pikeview. Pikeview had 2 or 3 1,000-point scores,
yes,
and all those girls have since graduated, and Pikeview was a team that you always knew that had a chance and always generally went to the state tournament.
2 years ago, they made a run.
Right.
I think they made the semis.
Yeah.
And that was at the exact team that we covered. And if you can remember, it came down to a couple missed shots here, or they would have pulled out a victory.
Right. So they've just kind of fallen on hard times. They're going through their growing pains. On the flip side, Beckley, it's kind of been a Jekyll and Hyde kind of team. And when I say that, they won their first 4, then they lost 2 in a row, then they won 6 in a row. But they did play last night. It was a makeup game on the road to Princeton. And I talked to Coach Brian Neighbors. He's not making excuses, but he just said you're playing without 2 starters because Avalon Lynch has been hurt now for almost a month. And he says he's not sure if she's going to be able to come back. And before we came on the air, Eric, I pointed out to you that she was over on the bench during the JV game. She had a boot on her foot. Coach Neighbors doesn't feel optimistic that he might get her before the end of the year. And then Donya Burton, who is signed to go to Concord, she was hurt in the game against Mount Hope Christian last Tuesday. She did not play. Now, you have to account that in, and that's not to take anything away from Princeton because Princeton's a good team. They're well coached. But here's the thing that I find kind of ironic. When you and I did the opening game for Beckley here in this building, their home opener, They scored 40 points in beating Princeton that night, 40-31. Last night they scored 41 points, but they gave up 56. So Princeton made a difference of 25 points from that first game, but Beckley kind of right there where they were the first game.
Yeah, and the thing that hurt most for Beckley when you lose a player the likes of Lynch and Burton, primary ball handlers. And, you know, they like to get up and down the floor, and Burton gives them that extra element of, you know, kind of open court score and getting to the rim, and without Lynch there. But Princeton, as you said, Princeton's a good program and a young team, and then they really turned it on. But 14 turnovers early in the contest really doomed Beckley, because I think at one point they cut it to like 9 and then never really were able to get over the hump, and Princeton ran away with it late.
Well, I know Matt Smith has done a great job at Princeton, and I spoke to him during the New River event, and he was looking forward to playing Beckley whenever, because the original game was postponed because of the weather. They made it up last night. One of the bright spots, however, Eric, for Beckley last night, Carson Gunter had 17 for Beckley last night.
Yeah, and Carson Gunter, I think she could be an X factor down the stretch, because she can stretch the defense. You know, she does work on the glass, but she can also shoot it. I think she shoots it really well for a big, and she's going to have to take some pressure off of Zoe Williams, because now everyone knows that Zoe Williams is the key to stopping Beckley.
That's for sure. Both teams out on the floor going through their warm-ups. We'll take our first commercial break. We'll get you ready for the game between Pikeview and Beckley at the bottom of the hour, streaming live here on Video Productions.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy Trail, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Store. From the trail snacks to cold drinks and fuel to keep you rolling, we've got everything you need before you head into the hills. We're proud to be part of your ride, rooted in West Virginia and built for the backwoods. Little General Store, fuel your thinking for West Virginia.
This new year, give your home a fresh start with a brand new view from Window World at Beckley.
At Window World, we believe all homes deserve comfort, energy savings, and style all year long.
With our energy-efficient windows and doors, Window World has you covered.
Give your home the view it deserves this year with new windows and doors from Window World at Beckley. New year, new view with energy-efficient windows from Window World at Beckley.
Call today, 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD.
For your free in-home estimate.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
We gave a future driver a first look and asked what he thinks makes a good truck. These trucks aren't just for today's drivers, they're for future ones too.
There's a compartment here, great leather seats, a bunch of charging ports, has everything pretty much.
Now it's your turn.
Since I'm too young to do business in the front, I have to do party in the back.
Come to Mid-State Ford and drive off in a new truck, cool enough to earn backseat approval. Mid-State Ford, home of the Big John deals.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's, they provide professional work, and it's an easy number to remember if you need plumbing and heating. If you need to make a call, if you've got plumbing and heating issues, you can dial up the good folks at Modley's at 304-253-HELP. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Pasquale's Italian Restaurant. They have all your favorite Italian dishes, plus sandwiches, salads, and seafood. They have catering and private parties available. You can book your next event at Pasquale's by calling 304-255-5253. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Company, they are located at Sophia, and they're built on a foundation of safety, innovation, and teamwork. The fine folks at Infinity Coal. And last but certainly not least, tonight's game brought to you by Pepsi. Like to have a nice cold Pepsi in the blue can, Diet Pepsi in the silver can, or the Pepsi Zero in the black can. And you know, Eric, as we're sitting here getting ready to broadcast this game between Beckley and Pikeview, it's hard to believe that exactly 1 month from today, the girls' state high school basketball tournament will begin in Charleston, and 5 weeks from today is when the boys' tournament will start. So we are winding down, you know, crunch time, the regular season. All these games are really important for seeding purposes. Yeah,
I was going to say it's go time. It's winding down, but now is where you want to start peaking and ascending and getting ready to make a run for the state tournament.
And that's why, you know, you look at this game and you think, well, it's for Beckley, why I feel it's maybe a little bit more important, the game's at home, and also you're playing a AAA team. And if you're a 4A, you have to be able to beat the AAA teams. And I know when it comes to basketball, teams are teams, and I think we might have a change in the lineup. I'll let you take it, Eric, because we got a score coming over for Pikeview.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you're playing on Pikeview, a team like this, without two of your starters, it's a good chance to really build your bench, because you know, a lot of the players you're going to get a little more playing time, and it could increase the playing time of his rotation, and see what Coach Neighbors has in store for the team. I saw him working a little bit, Maris. You know, they're primary man-to-man, and he told you early in the season, Coach Neighbors did, that they were going to struggle. They might struggle offensively, but he's also said they were a good defensive team. But taking Donya Burton, I think that takes some of that defensive presence, because she's able to put a lot of pressure on the primary ball handler and not let the team get into their offense. And I think that's what, not saying that Princeton wouldn't have won the game either way, but I think it would have been a lot of different, a much different ball game with her on the court.
Well, we always say, Eric, in sports and in life, business, whatever the case may be, you know, where there's adversity, there's opportunity, and
yes,
there's opportunity now for two girls to make their way into the starting lineup with Lynch out. And you know, just obviously I'm no doctor, but I watched Lynch walk across the floor with that boot, and Coach Neighbors did not seem optimistic when I talked to him about her return. Now, Donya Burton, I think she'll come back based on what I'm told, that she might be back Thursday, she may not. That's obviously a day-to-day, but there's a good chance that Donya Burton will be back, but Lynch, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, and the thing is, you want them, like you said, there's a month until the start of the state tournament, and this is the time now, though. You don't want to rush them back early. As you said, the games are important, but the most important games come when you start playing those regional matchups and trying to build towards getting to the state tournament. You want to be as healthy as possible by that time.
Well, I think you're right, Eric. You know, obviously everybody wants home court, and the way they do it now in West Virginia, I really like this. There's no more, you know, back in the day they had sections and regions was played at certain places, and they try to go maybe as close as they could or in the middle between the two schools. Now you make the regular season, make it worth something by earning home court. But I think it's more important to be healthy than it is to have home court. In a perfect world, you'd like to be both. But if you give me home court not healthy, I don't think that does much good to have home court if you don't have all your players.
That's exactly right. You can be at home. Only thing that's going to do is give you a shorter drive to your house after if you lose and get booted out of the tournament.
Yeah.
So and I like the way they're doing it now. A lot of people don't really understand, but I think it's the best way to do it now. And because you and I have been doing this for a while with you, it never made any sense. You know, the Beckley Greenbrier East rivalry. And they had to flip a coin where it's going to be. Greenbrier East didn't want to play at the Arbery. Beckley didn't want to play over there. So both of those teams had to drive to the brush for it.
Yeah, and then they had to go to Concord a couple times.
I mean, that's why I like it, and it makes the matchups better, I think.
Yeah, I
better
agree.
Atmosphere.
Both teams still going through their pregame warm-ups. We'll take our second pregame break here in the Window World pregame show, and we're still about 7 or 8 minutes away from getting this one started. You're watching live streaming coverage of girls high school basketball here on Video Productions.
Pre-owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
At Access Health, many of our physicians begin their journey here. They trained with us, grew with us, and chose to stay. Because Access Health isn't just where their careers began, it's where they found home. Here, caring means more than medicine. It's knowing your patients and being part of their lives. They've grown with Access Health and with the community that welcomed them. What sets Access Health apart isn't just the care we give, it's the people who grow with us and the community we call home. Access Health. When the need grows, so do we.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if Compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
Hey, grab me one too.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. ServPro, like it never even happened.
And we welcome you back into Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. It's not too late to reserve your lane for this Saturday night's Valentine's Sweetheart Futuristic Bowling. It goes from 10 p.m. to midnight. Only $17 per person, $32 a couple. To reserve your lane or find out more information about this Saturday's event, you can call Leisure Lanes at 304-253-7328. Also, the game tonight is brought to you in part by Hart's Cabinets, located in MacArthur, West Virginia. Been around since 1974. They have quality custom cabinets, and they're a proud sponsor of local sports. And you can dial up Hart's at 304-252-2917. I was in there the other day. They have some really fine cabinets, and you know, if you need thinking about having your kitchen repaired or whatever the case may be, Hart's can hook you up. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Edward Jones. Edward Jones has fine financial advisors, and whether you're retiring, a job change, whatever the case may be, they can talk you through your financial goals. That's Heather Cantley, Brooke Dempsey, Ben Worley, or Tracy Houck. And the game tonight also brought to you in part by Exit Elevation Realty. If you're in the market to sell or buy your home, you can contact the folks online. That would be Luke Richmond, the broker, or Steve Morgan, the associate broker. The website is exitelevationwv.com. Well, Eric, as we look at this game, like I said, teams headed in different directions. And, you know, the thing about it, with the loss to a good Princeton team last night on the road, for Coach Neighbors, he really don't have and the team don't really have a whole lot of time to really sulk about it. They might have had a little shoot around this afternoon after school, but that's the thing about basketball. You don't have time to sit around and look at it. Maybe they looked at a little film, try to correct maybe what they did wrong last night and try to get a little better at that tonight.
Well, there's one thing they can correct, and that's just protecting the basketball. I mean, that goes with just handling a little bit of pressure. And from the, you know, I didn't get a chance to see the game, but had a chance to read an article on it. And like you said, Coach Ron Neighbors said, not making any excuses, but you got to be better in that atmosphere. You know, when you go to Princeton, I mean, they always have a good following, good crowd, and he didn't think his team handled the pressure and protected the basketball.
So Beckley makes its way out onto the floor. Of course, they'll be wearing the home white uniforms. Pikeview, you know, they wore black in the JV game. They'll wear red here, and we'll take the one quick break and come back and get you the starting lineups and the opening tip of tonight's game. Pikeview 1-11 against Beckley 10-3 here on Video Productions.
This new year, give your home a fresh start with a brand new view from Window World at Beckley.
At Window World, we believe all homes deserve comfort, energy savings, and style all year long.
With our energy-efficient windows and doors, Window World has you covered.
Give your home the view it deserves this year with new windows and doors from Window World at Beckley. New year, new view with energy-efficient windows from Window World at Beckley.
Call today, 1-800-WINDOW WORLD.
For your free in-home estimate.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
We asked the real experts what they think of our Chevys and GMCs, and they didn't hold back.
Come here. Come on. I like the noise of it.
They've tested the seats, the screens, and the tires as well. Now it's your turn. Northside Chevy GMC, approved by kids, loved by everyone. Chevrolet, together let's drive. GMC, we are professional grade.
Northside Chevy, where they are right.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do, at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Many of our physicians begin their journey here. They trained with us, grew with us, and chose to stay because Access Health isn't just where their careers began, it's where they found home. Here, caring means more than medicine. It's knowing your patients and being part of their lives. They've grown with Access Health and with the community that welcomed them. What sets Access Health apart isn't just the care we give, it's the people who grow with us and the community we call home. Access Health. When the need grows, so do we.
We gave a future driver a first look and asked what he thinks makes a good truck. These trucks aren't just for today's drivers, they're for future ones too.
There's a compartment here, great leather seats, a bunch of charging ports, has everything pretty much.
Now it's your turn.
Since I'm too young to do business in the front, I have to do party in the back.
Come to Midstate Ford and drive off in a new truck, cool enough to earn backseat approval. Midstate Ford, home of the Big John deals.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, Jackie Moon on camera. It is Pikeview taking on Beckley. Pikeview coached by Tony Malamucci, Malamucci, I'll get that right. I tell you, that's a real tough name, Italian name. I want to make sure I get that right. And, Eric, you have their starting lineup.
Okay, they'll go this way, Maris. They'll go with Addie Palmer, Brandy Taylor, Emma Blankenship, Annie White, and Siona Waldron.
For Beckley, the way they will go is they will go with Zoe Williams. She's the team's leading scorer at 17 points a game. They'll have Alana Ellis at 9 points a game. Carson Gunner at 8 points a game. Carson Gunner scored 17 in the Beckley loss last night against Princeton. And they'll, with Donya Burton out of the lineup and also Avalon Lynch both out of the lineup again due to injuries, it'll be Shiloh Mack and Nevaeh Mitchell that will get the start for Beckley coach Brian Neighbors. So Tony Malamucci, the head coach for Pikeview. And like I said, it's been a little struggle for Pikeview as Pikeview enters the ball game at 1-11. They lost their first 6, then they won a game, Bluefield, that was a month ago, and then they've lost 5 since then. So Beckley in the home white, Pikeview wearing red, trimmed in black and white. And we'll have the opening tip of the game. And the opening tip of the ball game is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Scotty Brown is your local State Farm agent located in Shady Spring, West Virginia. You can dial him up at 681-238-6130. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. So we're ready to get the game underway. And, Eric, it's hard to believe for you and I, only the second time that we've been here this basketball season and only the third time this year that the Lady Flying Eagles have played here, which obviously is their home court.
Yeah, it dates back, to December?
December the 18th,
yes.
They played Princeton, and then they had a game that wasn't originally on their schedule last Tuesday. They played Mount Hope Christian. That was added because they were supposed to play Charleston Catholic, which, by the way, a footnote, Charleston Catholic and Beckley will play next Monday, and you and I will have that. That'll be right here. They've already played once. They played back on Martin Luther King Day down at Charleston Catholic, and Beckley won that game. So Charleston Catholic will come here on Monday. All right, we're ready to get this underway. Alana Ellis in the center circle for Beckley, and for Pikeview in the center circle will be Waldron, and the tip is controlled by Beckley.
And right off the bat, you see where Zoe Williams now has to run the point, and this is where they have to be better at really, once she gets the ball out of her hands, setting some screens, and we know what she can do when she gets an open look.
So back in the zone is Pikeview, and Zoe Williams will pull it up and knock it down. And, you know, after the way they struggled to put the ball in the hoop last night, Eric, by scoring only 41, I think if you're Beckley coach Brian Neighbors, you're really glad to see that first shot go in.
Yeah, and that's big for Zoe Williams. Probably never lacks confidence, but it's always good to see one go in the hole as Beckley's able to create a turnover.
So here's Zoe Williams with it, gets the ball to Shiloh Mack. Mack off the front of the lane, tough shot, front of the rim, no good. And Gunner on the putback.
One rebound, one stick back for Gunner, as we know she does great work on the glass for Beckley.
Now Beckley will extend the pressure, and they get a turnover. Alana Ellis right there at midcourt. Mack will pull up from 15 and it won't go. Battle for the loose ball, and Waldron will come out of there with it for Pikeview.
Yeah, shot didn't go down, but I think that was the right decision, the little pull up for Matt.
So here's Waldron with it. Beckley now playing man-to-man. They get the ball in the low post. A little shot high off the glass won't go. That shot was put up by Blankenship, and Pikeview able to keep the possession alive with the rebound. Little short shot won't go into the lane. Gunner clears the rebound for Beckley, and she'll bring it up herself. Here's Mitchell open for 3. It won't go. The ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Beckley.
Remember the old follow your shot? If once she shot it, if she followed, the ball came right back to where she was, Mitchell would have been, she would have had the rebound.
You think, Eric, maybe she was too open, right?
Too wide open.
You know, you always say the toughest thing to do to shoot free throws when nobody's on the lane.
I will say this. It was for me.
But where I'm going with this is sometimes when you're that wide open, that's the toughest shot to make, right?
Yeah, you don't shoot it in rhythm like that when she's contested and she knocks it down.
Right. Mitchell drains a 3. And Beckley with a touchdown, an extra point, and a quick timeout by Pikeview as we're not quite 2 minutes into the game. A 30-second timeout as we watch this replay. And as you said, able to spot up and drain the 3 ball.
Shot it with confidence, even after the early miss, and that's what you have to do. That's one thing we talk about it a lot, body language with the players.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. If you want a home-cooked meal, you want the fine folks at Cracker Barrel, and they have delicious home-style food that you can enjoy by the fireplace. To check out their menu, you can go to crackerbarrel.com for all the details. So Beckley off to a good start. 5 seconds shy of 2 minutes into the game, and a touchdown and an extra point, and Beckley leads 7-0.
Yeah, and they shot the ball well and spread the wealth. 3 players, 3 of the 5 starters have already scored, come up with a couple of steals with this pressure.
So out of the timeout, Beckley able to get a steal. We got a held ball, and the arrow will keep it with Pikeview. But for Pikeview really to stay in the game, they've got to be able to handle the pressure.
Yeah, and, Beckley's going to try to give Pikeview a dose of what they got last night as they turn them over as Carson Gunther comes up with her second steal.
And Zoe Williams knocks it down from 15.
What a beautiful shot when she spots up. Just great-looking jumper.
Well, good defense leads to great offense. Here's a steal. Zoe Williams with a nice move, lays it up and in, and she has 6 of Beckley's 11 points. And it's just tough, A, for Pikeview to get it in, and B, just to try to get the ball across midcourt as they turn it over again to Pikeview. These 2 teams will play again in Athens, and I'll get you that date in a minute, as Alana Ellis with a head and shoulder fake. Left it short, got her own rebound, puts it back up and in.
Way to stick with it, Alana Ellis, as she shot it and got her rebound and put it right back up and in.
Yeah, these 2 teams will play on February the 19th in Athens, as the ball's out of bounds, and it will stay with Pikeview. But Beckley off to a good start as they take a 13-0 lead, and Pikeview's only had a couple of shots at the basket. They've had a hard time getting the ball up the floor.
Both of those were by Emma Blankenship, and as we get a substitution, that's Maggie Ringwald coming in for Alana Ellis.
Yeah, Ringwald has played really well in some limited minutes for Beckley as the ball comes into Zoe Williams. Mack on a drive into the lane, a little floater, and she'll draw the foul and get to the line.
I like the aggression from Shiloh Mack. You can just see her getting positive, more and more, she's hacked in the act right there, but more comfortable playing basketball, it seems like she's getting better each game.
So Shiloh Mack will shoot a pair. We got a lane violation, and that's on Zoe Williams as she couldn't make up her mind whether to get into the lane, and they caught her, so I guess only 1 shot now.
Yeah, once the ball is passed in, you can't move.
And that free throw is missed. And those are just mental errors that you can't have, regardless of who you're playing, what the score is, as Pikeview throws it away. And, I think Zoe knew that as Zoe Williams, she started to go up, and she's like, oops, I better stop. But by that time, it was too late.
Too late.
So we're 3 minutes into the game, and Pikeview yet to score. In fact, like I said, they've just had a hard time getting the ball across midcourt to even have a real shot at the basket. As they're back in the zone, and now a timeout by Beckley coach Brian Neighbors, and he has a look of disgust. And you're up 13-0, but still, that's what good coaches do. You always continue to coach.
You want to run what play was called, and I don't think they got into the offense he wanted them in.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by the Spartan Factory. They have T-shirts. They have team uniforms. They have whatever you need for your church, your school, your organization. They're located in Beckley. You can check out their website at thespartanfactorywv.com. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. If you need plumbing, you need heating, the only number you need to remember is 304-253-HELP for Modley's. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. You can enjoy a nice cold Pepsi while you watch action here on Video Productions. Well, Eric, tomorrow we'll be at Coal City for a boys game. We'll have Man and Independence. Thursday we'll be right back here at Beckley Woodrow Wilson for Beckley against Oak Hill and girls games. And then we have a nice full day on Saturday at the Raleigh County Convention Center. College action with Tech men and women, and Beckley boys and girls against East Fairmont. Here's Zoe Williams with a little turnaround. She scores from the baseline. And the ball gets in, but that time White was able to keep the possession without getting it stolen. And we got a Beckley foul, I believe, for a reach-in.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Mitchell on the reach-in. Nevaeh Mitchell will be her first. Team's first.
So it'll be Waldron to put the ball in play. And able to get the ball in. There's a drive into the lane, down the lane. The shot is up and is partially blocked. That shot was put up by Blankenship, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Pikeview. So, Eric, we're 24 seconds of being at the halfway point of this first quarter, and Pikeview just had really, I think, maybe just only one really good look, and they unable to score, and that's been a problem with them all year. But here's a steal. Down on the floor they go. The arrow will turn it over to Beckley.
Yeah, just really grinding on offense, and as you stated, it's just been a struggle to really get the ball up the court.
And it's really been a struggle all year. Like I said, in their previous 12 games, they've only scored as Beckley turns it over. But Pikeview's only scored 20 or more points in 2 of their, of their 12 games in which they've played.
And as Beckley turns it over itself right there,
yeah,
backcourt violation.
So here's Pikeview's. The ball's deflected by Mitchell. And Mitchell will take it in and score.
5 points for Mitchell. He's knocked down a 3 and played some good defense.
And ball was able to be picked up here by Blankenship. Here's a 3-ball put up. Back iron, no good. That 3 that time was put up. He's had a new player into the ball game. Barlow is back the other way. Mitchell will draw the foul and get to the line.
Yeah, and that foul's going to be whistled on Waldron. Be her first. And Nevaeh Mitchell will get to the free throw line.
So you're right. Mitchell had been coming off the bench and now inserted into the lineup due to injury, and she's, trying to make the most of her minutes. And so far tonight in this first quarter, doing a good job of it as she rattles in the first free throw.
Yeah, and as you said, with the injury comes opportunity, and this is the way to get her feet wet, so to speak, and earn some playing time later down the stretch.
She knocks them both down as Taylor will check into the ball game for Pikeview, and Waldron will have a seat. Beckley off to a 19-0 lead. And we've played more than halfway of this first quarter, and it's just been a tough struggle for Pikeview. Here's a little short shot on the baseline, and at the 3:28 mark, that shot was knocked down by Brandy Taylor. And that stops a 19-0 Beckley lead as Mitchell will dial up a 3. Once again, Eric, I think she was too open. Got her own rebound, a lot of contact. The ball went in, but I think they'll call it on the floor.
Yeah, and I think that's the correct call on the reach before the shot. And that'll be whistled on Brandy Taylor. And as we see here on the replay, bodied her Mitchell on the baseline.
Zoe Williams open. She'll dial it up from downtown and knock it down. And you can tell the minute the ball left her hand, the rotation, the height on the ball, that was going to find the bottom of the net, and it did as Zoe Williams able to bury the 3-ball.
Zoe Williams held to a tough 10 last night, already with 11 here in the first quarter.
In the first quarter, not even 5 minutes into the game, Eric, she's already scored more tonight than she did all of last night. As here's
nice bounce pass.
Shallow Mack from the assist from Mitchell.
Yeah, that's what you like to see as Shallow Mack gets into the scoring column.
Yeah, you want them to make the basketball play. Sometimes players that don't play a lot sometimes want to be able just to score, but if you want to stay in the game, you got to make the basketball play, right?
Yeah, and I think the correct play, you know how we fall, we're in love with the bounce pass. I think it's a lost start, in transition. A lot of people don't use it. It's just tough to deflect.
So Emma Meadows will check into the ball game. She's a freshman. Alana Ellis back in for Beckley. And that's one thing tonight. I think a lot of players that maybe don't get a lot of minutes, Eric, will probably get a good opportunity to play here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. But they're going to be held to the standard of, run the offense, do what you're taught and how you're coached.
Yeah, that's nice right there. A high post, nothing there for Mack. Around the horn they go. They whip it down low and catch, shoot, and score, and one. That's a nice play. Beautiful entry pass by Zoe Williams as she leads Emma Meadows right to the basket, and Meadows able to finish.
No, that was Ringwald.
Ringwald, I beg your pardon.
Ringwald able to get in the books.
Ringwald.
And a great entry pass, as you stated, by Zoe Williams. But you know what was good? The ball movement.
Is the free throw's good? You're right. Ringwald is number 24.
Yes.
Meadows is 22, and they both got braids. So, and they're both very kind of similar built.
I helped you out.
I know. I appreciate it. I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, but you're right. The thing for that last offensive possession for Beckley was the movement of the basketball against the zone.
They find Shallow Mack, and she's not shy about dialing it up for 3, but it's short. And on the run out, here's Pikeview. They have numbers. They attack the basket. The shot is just a little too strong that time by Taylor. And back the other way comes Zoe Williams. Little pull-up in the lane is good.
That's good, under control. Zoe Williams for 2.
You know, I don't. As Matt gets the steal off the glass, it won't go. I'm not sure as there's a Beckley foul. And that foul is on Emma Meadows. But, you know, Eric, I'm not sure what the high mark is for a quarter, but we're probably on it for Beckley because to score 28 in a quarter, and we still got 1:56 left in it.
2 minutes to go, and, you know, 6 people have already scored.
Waldron back in the game for Pikeview. Beckley now looks like they're in the zone. Here's a 15-footer. That 15-footer by White doesn't go. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with Pikeview. We'll be back here Thursday night. Beckley and Oak Hill. Airtime 7, tip at 7:30. Ball comes in, a little bounce pass. Nice play by Pikeview, but they just couldn't knock down the shot with Blankenship. And back the other way comes Beckley with it. Zoe Williams on the move. Picks up her dribble.
One thing I can say about the Pikeview girls, though, they're still playing hard and still getting after it.
As that shot was put up by Ringwald, a little short. And, you know, too, on Saturday, Eric, and I was talking to Beckley coach Brian Neighbors, and you can weigh in on this. In both boys and girls, Beckley are going to play East Fairmont. And all the years I've been around with Beckley, I don't ever recall Beckley ever playing them in playing East Fairmont in boys or girls basketball.
Yeah, I can never remember them playing in anything.
As that shot is a little short on the baseline as we come up on the final minute of quarter number 1. And here's Shiloh. Beautiful pass to Alana Ellis, and Ellis able to catch, shoot, and score. But what made the play was the pass by Shiloh Mack, and Alana Ellis with good hands able to catch and finish.
Yeah, great pass, but a great target by Ellis as she got that hand up to signal, hey, I'm open.
But I think if you go back and look, Eric, as we still got 49 seconds left in the quarter, as there's a foul, I think Alana Ellis will get whistled for the foul, and Blankenship will get to the line. But I bet Beckley does not have too many 30-point quarters in the girls' team.
Yeah, I would
season.
have to go back and look. It would be tough to say that they've had a 30-point quarter.
So Alana Ellis is whistled for that Beckley foul, and Emma Blankenship will shoot 2 for Pikeview, and the first free throw is short. As Mitchell will check back into the Beckley lineup, and Meadows will have a seat. Blankenship ready for the second free throw. And this is good. She gets 1 of 2. Zoe Williams pass to Alana Ellis. Little baseline jumper, and she knocks it down.
Way to get squared up as Ellis received the pass and squared up and knocked it down.
Alana Ellis able to hit the baseline 12-footer. Here's down low. Here's a block. A beautiful play that time by Ringwald. Mitchell, coast to coast, throws it up a little wild, but there's Zoe Ellis to clean it up.
And Zoe Williams, man, 13.
Yeah, I think I said Zoe Ellis. Zoe Williams, what I meant to say.
15 in the quarter.
I'm getting my names all confused. Final 4 seconds. I'm not sure if Pikeview knows the clock. They do get off a 15-footer ahead of the buzzer. It won't go. And a dominating quarter, and I'm sure that's the biggest quarter Beckley's had all year as they put up 34. It's Beckley 34, Pikeview 3 at the end of 1. We'll be back after this on Video Productions.
1-2.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Pasquale's Italian Restaurant. Pasquale's has all your favorite Italian dishes, plus sandwiches, salads, and seafood. They have catering and private parties available. Book your next event at Pasquale's by dialing up 304-255-5253. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Company, located at Sophia, West Virginia, built on a foundation of safety, innovation, and teamwork. The fine folks from Infinity Coal. Eric, as we start the second quarter, Beckley a very dominant quarter. Like I said, I would go out on a limb to say that was their best quarter point-wise they've had all years. They put up 34, and they turned Pikeview over on the first possession of quarter number 2. And Mitchell able to go down and lay it up and in. So Beckley scored the first 19 before Pikeview scored.
Yeah, Nevaeh Mitchell knocking on double figures door with 9.
Here's Waldron with it. Got a new player also in the ball game now. For that's Roxy White into the game for Pikeview. And we got a foul on the baseline against Beckley.
That's going to be on Gunner. I think Carson Gunner with the reach.
It'll be a common foul, so Pikeview will inbound. And Waldron will put the ball in play. Siania Waldron hits the ball in. There's into the paint. Blankenship had it. They go down to the floor. It's a tie-up, and it'll turn it over to Beckley. Beckley, if they can, Eric, they still got 2 games they'd like to play if they can get made up. One is here against St. Albans and one on the road at George Washington. George Washington had already beat Beckley earlier in the year back in December when they played in Summersville. And Beckley would like to get another opportunity if should that happen. And that, of course, was 2 games postponed because of the weather. There's a short shot left of the lane that won't go in. I was screened out. Wasn't really sure who took that. I believe that was Meadows that put that shot up. As that time the pass has not been able, as Ringwald not able to hang on to the ball right there.
Yeah, a lot of contact. I thought one might have been whistled on Beckley, but it wasn't. And nevertheless, they turned it over.
So Beckley looked like they're going to play a little bit of a different defense, Eric. You haven't seen Beckley do this much. When they played this zone, they started out with Mack at the head of the zone as that shot's blocked into the hands of Ringwald. Here comes Mitchell. Mitchell's had a good first half for Beckley.
Yes, he has.
Making the most of her minutes. Here's a 3 dialed up. It's good. The 3 ball by Emma Meadows right down the chute. Good-looking shot. And that's it, just like for Emma Meadows, an opportunity to perhaps get some more playing time. A Shallow Mack gets a block. The ball comes to Waldron. There's a 15-footer. That 15-footer is put up by White. It won't go, and here is Beckley with it. Mitchell able to catch, and she blew the layup.
Just not able to finish there. She wished she had that one back. That's the easiest shot she had of the night.
Yeah, she's mad at herself. You're right. That looked like it was going to be an easy shot. You're right. Easy shot she had. And maybe she was too wide open. That was just
maybe so. That would have got her in double figures.
So Shallow Mack will have a seat, and I think it's, Carson Gunner back in. So you got Gunner on the floor, and Zoe Williams brings it up. 2 minutes into the second quarter, and Beckley with its biggest lead here at 36.
Good ball movement.
Yes, Gunner open from the baseline, and she knocks it down. But you're right, and Eric, as you always say, better. Well, you say
better,
best. That's what
Good,
it was.
Better, best.
Yes.
And Gunner, she has that capability to knock down anything. I think she can shoot the 3 as well. I mean, her game is really rounded out to a complete game.
And, even if Mitchell had taken that shot, I don't think the coaches would have minded.
No, they, like you said, they were all open shots, open looks.
As Waldron turns it over, here's Zoe Williams in the open floor. She ought to be able to go in and lay it up and in, and that's exactly what she does. And now a timeout by Beckley coach Neighbors as that takes the lead to 43-3, a 40-point lead. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. With 5:14 remaining in the first half, we'll be right back here on Video Productions.
1-2.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, this Saturday is Valentine's Day, and you can take your sweetheart, Hint Eric, and also Heavy Hitter and Jackie, whoever else out there is listening in Sportsland. Take your sweetheart to Sweetheart Futuristic Bowling at Johnstown Road at Leisure Lanes, and that's this Saturday from 10 o'clock to midnight. Just $17 a person, $32 a couple. You can dial them up for more information at 304-253-7328. Here's Waldron with it out of a timeout, and Beckley back in that zone as they have their biggest lead at 40 points, and they turn Pikeview over. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell with a bounce pass, and actually that's probably time she should have taken and shot. Wouldn't you agree, Eric?
Yep, that was a tough angle to get that bounce pass.
She turns it over, and Waldron just lost control of the ball, and it goes out of bounds. It's a turnover. So Pikeview's going to extend a little pressure. And they do a good job. Emma Meadows breaking the pressure and dumps it off to Ringwald. Ringwald will draw the foul and get to the line. That was really nice. Nice job by Emma Meadows as we watch the replay to take the ball right here, Eric, at midcourt and then make the defender commit and then leave it down.
Yeah, a great draw the defense to you and drop it off. And let's see if Ringwald can knock down the free throws.
First free throw by Ringwald is good, and she's got a really kind of unique. It's a very unique release, and you know, real deep release. You know, when she bends down, I know you got to get that B in your knee, but just a really different one as she misses the second one. So she makes one of two, and they battle for the rebound. And Zoe Williams with the second opportunity cleans it up and puts it back up and in. So Zoe Williams having a big night. Like I said, Eric, it's just been a tough struggle for Pikeview this season, and they're going through the growing pains, trying to develop and grow some of these players. And, watching some of these players, even though they haven't scored very many points, I still got to believe that in time, if they continue and they stay with it, Pikeview has a chance for some of these players to be really good. You got to know basketball too. That time, there's no way you were going to
just
stop
trying to hustle,
Meadows.
but no reason to go make the foul.
So Meadows will get to the line and shoot a pair.
It's tough, but hats off to the young ladies. They're trying to, they're trying to get better.
Trying to get better. Another thing too, Eric, it's very easy in any sport to show up to practice when things are going good. But when things aren't going good, that's when it's tough to, to do the extra drill, to put in the extra work to do what you have to do. But that's the only way you're going to climb out of this, so to speak, or kind of get out of this scoring slump that they've been in. We've just got to continue to work at it.
And like you stated, they've gotten some good looks and just can't turn the ball over early as the Meadows is able to knock down both free throws.
So Shiloh Mack will check back into the ball game. And even for Coach Neighbors, even with the lead he has, as we get ready to come up 6 seconds away of the halfway point of the second quarter, there's a lot of things that are also always teachable. It doesn't matter what the score is. There's certain ways that each coach wants their team to play. They want to know how this is how you need to play, and there's certain fundamentals that you always have to do no matter what the score is. Mitchell gets a steal and goes in and draws the foul and gets to the line.
And as you stated, Mitchell making the most of her opportunity. She got in the passing lane right here. We see that's just good defense, get in the lane, and a good hard foul, make her earn it at the free throw line.
Autumn Barlow will check in for Pikeview after this free throw by Mitchell as it's no good, and now Barlow checks in. But, even before tonight, you and I both thought that when Mitchell came off the bench in the other games that we either watched or did, that her minutes were going to go up.
Yeah, quality minutes she was given, and she's 3 of 4 from the line. And that's always a plus if you can not come in and make free throws.
So Beckley, Eric, has put two 19-0 runs. They had a 19-0 run to start the game, and they've got a 19-0 run going on right now. Also a new player into the ball game, Mullins into the ball game for Pikeview. As here's Mack with it over to Zoe Williams. She'll dial it up from downtown, in and out.
Wow.
Alana Ellis with the rebound.
And that ball did everything but go down for
Beckley.
Zoe Williams.
Yep, we'll reset. Back to Zoe Williams again. They find Gunner down low, and Gunner will draw the foul and get to the line.
Yeah, and she was fouled by Harper Mullins. But great offense as Gunner came on the baseline from the weak side, able to get it and get to the free throw line.
So Gunner will shoot a pair. Like I said, she was basically, I think it's fair to say, maybe not the only bright spot, but maybe the biggest bright spot of the game last night in the loss to Princeton. She had 17. You mentioned Zoe Williams had 10. Both of those are double-digit scores, and Gunner right now on the cusp of averaging in double figures as Beckley's hit the half-century mark for this first half. Second free throw, she got them both.
Boy, good-looking follow-through there. She knocked them both down.
So coming up on the final 3 minutes of this first half. And, Eric, I'd asked Coach Neighbors as Pikeview turns it over, is he adding any JV players to his roster? And he told me no, but as I say that, I look over on the bench, and I'm sure that there are 3 girls that I saw in the JV game that I bet we don't have on our roster. We'll have to figure out who they are. And maybe you can help me with that because I don't know any of those young ladies. And I don't know if you do either.
Yeah, no.
I know, and the only reason I say you might know because obviously your daughter goes to school with them, but that doesn't mean anything, I guess, right?
As Ringwald's able to. Yeah, no, she's a know-it-all. She
or thinks she is anyway, right?
Yes, right.
That's what you and your wife would say about her, right? She's a know-it-all. Thinks she knows it all, right? As here's a 3 dialed up, and that won't go. And that 3 that time was put up by Roxy White.
Nice move by the photographer on the baseline as taking a photo. That ball was coming right at the lens.
Yeah. So Beckley had a 34-point first quarter, and I'm sure that's the biggest quarter for the women's team this season. I don't have that in front of me to be official, but I would almost bet on that, wouldn't you, Eric?
Yeah,
as
I would
Ringwald
definitely.
Misses the shot and stays right with it and puts it back up and in. And with 2:13 left, Eric, and 55, it's not out of the possibility they could hit 60 before we get to halftime.
Yeah, they definitely could. They're playing good half-court defense and staying out of this.
It's a nice play that time by Barlow, able to score.
Nice drive and score by Autumn Barlow.
Beckley was on a 25-0 run until that bucket right there.
Oh, and Barlow with the steal.
Yeah, here's Barlow.
Got away with a double.
No, she didn't get away. For a minute, I thought she was too. I was with you, but no.
Great hustle. Yeah. Great hustle by Barlow, staying in it, getting a steal. And, you know what I like? She's got a smile on her face.
That's right. Well,
and that's what it's all about.
You got to love to play the game, right? And, you know, like I said.
If these young ladies stick together, though,
right.
they'll be better for it.
Right. They'll look back
years.
Maybe on this season, not necessarily this game, but on this season, say, you know, we went through all this adversity.
That's right.
And now look where we are now because we stuck with it as Emma Meadows misses that shot. And they battle for the loose ball, and the arrow will give it to Pikeview. But like I said earlier, Eric, it's a lot easier to come to any practice when you're winning.
That's right.
When things are going good, it's easy.
I know a lot of people try
like that, right?
Don't like it. I mean, I think it's a character builder. I mean, you're not always going to win. You're going to take some tough losses, and they've taken a couple of big losses, but it doesn't look like that's drained them from their joy and their energy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You got to love to play the game. And I was going to say I thought Zoe Williams was going to get away with that, but nope. So 55-5, 1:11 remaining here in the first half. At halftime, in the Direct Choice halftime show, we'll recap the first half. Eric will go inside the numbers. Pikeview will put the ball in play on the baseline. Here's a drive. Shot off the glass won't go. That shot put up by Brandy Taylor. They battle for the rebound. It's a held ball, and the arrow will go to Beckley.
But another good drive, just not able to finish by Pikeview. Got to the rim, just shot it a tad hard.
So we're under a minute for the first half. Beckley has 2 more games this week. Thursday night here in this building against Oak Hill, and then Saturday at 5:30 against East Fairmont at the Raleigh County Convention Center. Zoe Williams pulls up and knocks down a little short baseline shot. Of course, Video Productions will have Thursday's game. Of course, Saturday. Of course, we'll be there all day Saturday. We'll have men's and women's college basketball with the Lady Golden Bears and the men's team of Tech. And then we'll have the Lady Flying Eagles against East Fairmont, and then the boys Beckley team against Fairmont as well. Here's Mitchell. And Mitchell puts it up, left it short, got it back. Says, I was a little too close. Let's try it for three, and that won't go. And good hustle by both teams. It'll be Pikeview's ball with 12.4 left in the first half.
Yeah, and a good job. I think that was, Emma Meadows going after it at that time?
Good hustle. Yeah.
Yeah, she already went in for halftime. I was going to say, ran after that one.
She was so far down the tunnel, right?
Sub.
All right, this Pikeview know the clock. We're under 10 seconds left in the half.
Good play.
They get the ball inside. The shot won't go, and that shot was put up that time by Mullins.
And Taylor there to clean it up.
With the putback, and that'll get us to halftime. So at the break, it's a 50-point Beckley lead. It's Beckley 57 and Pikeview 7. And we will take our halftime break and come back and get you ready for the Direct Choice halftime show coming up next year on Video Productions.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy Trail, fuel up the way West Virginia Street. A Little General Store. From the trail snacks to cold drinks and fuel to keep you rolling, we've got everything you need before you head into the hills. We're proud to be part of your ride, rooted in West Virginia and built for the back road. Little General Store. Fuel your adventure. West Virginia.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School here at the Direct Choice Halftime Show. Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Jackie Moon on camera. And this has been all Beckley as they scored the first 19 points of the ball game. Went up 19-0. They led 34-3 at the end of the first quarter. Then, Eric, they went on another 19-0 run into the second quarter. And actually, from that 19-0 run, actually was extended. Actually, it was a 25-0 run. But just to show you, they had one 19-0 run, then another 19, and then they extended to eventually what was a 25-0 run, and they lead 57-7 at the break. We'll take another halftime break. When we come back, Eric will go inside the numbers for you here at the Direct Choice Halftime Show as we're streaming live on Video Productions with Beckley in front of Pikeview, 57-7.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy Trail, fuel up the way West Virginia Street. A Little General Store. From the trail snacks to cold drinks and fuel to keep you rolling, we've got everything you need before you head into the hills. We're proud to be part of your ride, rooted in West Virginia and built for the back road. Little General Store. Fuel your adventure. West Virginia.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With Compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
Are you ready to turn your passion into a career? At New River Community and Technical College, we've got the programs to get you there. Dive into our food service and event management program. Learn skills from kitchen basics to business budgeting and become seasoned for success. Or if the great outdoors is calling, answer it with our outdoor recreation program. Receive hands-on training that readies you to lead, inspire, and explore. Whatever you're passionate about, we have a path for you. Visit newriver.edu today. Start here. Go anywhere.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We gave a future driver a first look and asked what he thinks makes a good truck. These trucks aren't just for today's drivers, they're for future ones too.
There's a compartment here, great leather seats, a bunch of charging ports, has everything pretty much.
Now it's your turn.
Since I'm too young to do business in the front, I have to do party in the back.
Come to Midstate Ford and drive off in a new truck, cool enough to earn backseat approval. Midstate Ford, home of the Big John deals.
And we welcome you to the Direct Choice Halftime Show, as Direct Choice are one of the sponsors here as we go inside the numbers. Direct Choice is a pre-owned lot located at 4631 Robert Seabird Drive in Beckley, West Virginia's best selection of prices and great deals with their selection and their prices on pre-owned vehicles. Direct Choice is a proud sponsor of local sports and local student athletes. Also inside the numbers are brought to you by Allstate Insurance, located at Market Road in Beckley. Lori Richmond, the agent. She's my agent. She takes great care of me. She'll take great care of you. Lori Richmond, 304-252-8646. You're in good hands with Allstate, and now you're in good hands with Eric. As Eric, you have the numbers of this big first half as Beckley leads by 50.
Yeah, and okay, Maris, Pikeview's being led and scoring by Brandy Taylor as she was able to get 2 points in the first and the second quarter. Autumn Barlow with 2, and Emma Blankenship had a couple of good looks, not able to knock anything down. She went to the free throw line and made 1 of 2 to round out the scoring for Pikeview Lady Panthers. On the flip side, Beckley, plenty of offense from a lot of people. Zoe Williams leads the way with 21. Nevaeh Mitchell getting the start tonight. She has 10 points, and she went 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Coming up is Maggie Ringwald off the bench for 7. You had Carson Gunner with 6 and Alana Ellis with 6 as well. And rounding out the scoring is Emma Meadows with 5 and Shiloh Mack with 2.
All right, 57-7 is the halftime advantage. And at this point, Eric, I think, if you're Beckley, of course, Coach Neighbor's going to continue to coach and do what he does and want Beckley, regardless of who you're playing and what the score is, to see the execution and things they put in. If you're Pikeview, I think you just forget about the score. You just try to play as hard as you can and just try to do the best you can in the second half. Yeah, and I like just trying to keep the girls engaged, and they'll get better from this. And I know it's tough to say right now while it's going on, but I saw that they still played hard and they're sticking together. Yeah, I think Coach Malamucci, I think, will eventually get things going. As we're about a couple minutes away from starting the second half, we'll take one final break, come back and get you ready for the second half with Beckley in front, 57-7 here on Video Productions.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy Trail, fuel up the way West Virginians do. A Little General Store. From the trail snacks to cold drinks and fuel to keep you rolling, we've got everything you need before you head into the hill. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Store. Fuel your adventure. West Virginia.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
We asked the real experts what they think of our Chevys and GMCs, and they didn't hold back.
Come here. Come on. I like the noise of it.
They've tested the seats, the screens, and the tires as well. Now it's your turn. Northside Chevy GMC, approved by kids, loved by everyone. Chevrolet, together let's drive. GMC, we are professional grade.
Northside Levy, where they are right.
And we're back here at Beckley, ready to start the second half. Beckley leading 57-7 in this girls' game. Maris Lowry here with Eric Thomas, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Jackie Moon on camera. Tomorrow, Eric will have a boys' game. We'll be at Coal City. It'll be Man and Independence. Thursday, we'll be right back here for Beckley and Oak Hill girls' games. And then Saturday, it'll be the Golden Bears at W Tech men and women. And there's a turnover on the first possession by Pikeview. And then we'll have Beckley girls and boys as they'll take on East Fairmont.
Yeah, just slid the pivot foot right there.
Yep.
Not a way to start the second half with a turnover.
But the one thing, Pikeview, and you had mentioned it, they're staying engaged, they're playing hard. They just got to forget the score, just go out there and just do the best you can, play as hard as you can.
Yeah, and just try to get better each possession.
And get the ball down low, little short shot off the glass, won't go. Ellis got her own rebound, put it up, it won't go. Third time is a charm, nope. And the shot is blocked. It's a held ball to stay with Beckley. So Beckley had 4 opportunities, Eric, and they couldn't put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, point blank shots as well.
There's Mitchell to inbound and finds Mack. Zoe Williams, 21, first half points. Carson Gunner, nice little turnaround right of the lane is good. I just think that her game has really gotten better and better, and she's very under control, very poised with those moves.
Yeah, and she stuck with it, and she's getting better. You can tell she loves to play.
Here's Shiloh Mack comes up with a steal, and then almost lost it after she stole it. And Lana Ellis says, "I'm not a guard here. Come get this thing," right? And Beckley turns it over. Nice play. I'll tell you, this young lady for Pike, Barlow has really played hard. She'll draw the foul. She's really, she didn't start the game, but I can see why she started the half. She's gave them what little spurt that they've had.
Yes.
She has been that for Pikeview.
And she's really good at getting in the lane. She's deflected a few balls and came up with a couple of steals, but playing really hard.
And the thing you said, I like, she plays with that big smile on her face, right? As the free throw is no good. She'll have another one. But the only way to get better is you got to continue to play, right? You got to continue to do it.
And just get after it. I think she needs to spread those feet just a little more on that free throw. She knocks that one down.
Yeah. You got to get reps. You got to practice. You got to play. And that's the only way that you can get better at your game. And I think in time it will come. Because, if we see this through cycles, there's almost another steal.
Yeah,
by
good
Barlow.
job. If it worked the first time, right, she's getting in those passing lanes, not giving up on the play.
No, playing the zone here as Mack handles the ball. Around the horn, Beckley will go. They get the ball down low to Lana Ellis. Nice double team, and she finds Zoe Williams with a little short shot in the lane.
A nice cut by Zoe Williams. On the after the pass, she cut to the basket.
Yeah, and I think good, too, for Ellis not to force that. The double team came, and she knew if she got doubled, somebody had to be open, as that shot by Mullins is no good. And Back the other way comes Beckley. Shallow Max says, throw it to me. I'm wide open. I'll dial up a 3. It won't go. But Mitchell able to clear the offensive rebound, give Beckley another shot at it. And they go high post, low post, good ball movement. Everybody's got a touch on this possession, Eric. Down low to Ellis, great position. That was great ball movement. They worked it around, and they were able to get the ball down low to Alana Ellis and able to finish.
And that's 8 for Ellis, and you're right. Just the way they moved the ball to get the defense to shift and got it inside to Ellis, as you see on the replay, and able to get it up.
30-second timeout, so we'll tell you about Hart's Cabinets. Hart's Cabinets is located in MacArthur, West Virginia. They have quality custom cabinets. They're a proud sponsor of local sports, been around since 1974. You can dial them up at 304-252-2917. Also, the game tonight brought in part by Edward Jones. Whether you're changing your jobs or ready to retire, they've got 4 financial advisors that can walk you through your financial goals and find out which option is best for you. Heather Cantley, Ben Worley, Brooke Dempsey, or Tracy Houck. Out of the timeout. Beckley, let's see, they will put in, they have a new player in the ball game, and that will be Emma Meadows that will check into the Beckley lineup, as Mitchell will have a seat. Here's Pikeview with it, and the Beckley playing his zone, and they get a steal. Here's Meadows with it. Meadows down the lane, and they'll draw a foul. That time I thought maybe Meadows should have shot it, right?
Yeah, unselfish play, and that'll be on the pass. Now, she hit a cutting Zoe Williams. Zoe does a good job of running the floor, but you're right. She's been better suited to shooting that one.
And they will call the foul on let's see, who did they call that on?
I missed it.
I think they called that foul on Taylor. They did. That foul's on Taylor. Here's Mack on the drive. She probably should have shot that. And around the horn Beckley goes. Zoe Williams will pull up and take that from 13. It won't go. Mullins with the rebound for Pikeview. And Pikeview on the move. Nice play here by Barlow. Around the horn they go. Barlow will dial it up just inside the three-point line. Hits the back iron. Long rebound out to Mack.
Well, good ball movement by Pikeview that time.
And that was a good shot. It just didn't go in. That should be an offensive foul, and it is, as Mack just runs over, and there's Barlow again. She's been really great on both ends of the floor for Pikeview.
So think about it. She missed the shot on one end, but didn't give up on the play and was able to get back in transition and take the charge as Shiloh Mack was a little out of control.
I do think that's a good call. Like I said, Barlow does a good job. She'll bring it up now for Pikeview. There's Blankenship with it. She's in trouble. She's trapped on the far side over there, and she throws it away. Beckley with a 2-on-2, and that time Mack into the lane, puts up the short shot, and it dances around the iron, and it goes in. That ball hit every bit of the iron on the hoop, didn't it, Eric?
Yes, it did.
Both sides, the front and the back end, as Zoe Williams knocks it out of bounds. So it'll be side out for Pikeview, and it'll be Taylor to put it in play. Mullins has it. Taylor had to go down on the floor to get that pass. Bank shot won't go. It was another good look by Barlow. Back the other way comes Beckley.
Yeah, but Barlow's offensively now getting some shots up and playing good defense.
Down low to Alana Ellis, and Ellis put up the short shot. It won't go. Ball's loose. Blankenship has it for Pikeview. Here's a drive into traffic right to the rim, and there's a foul on Gunner. That's a nice play that time by Brandy Taylor, putting the ball on the deck and attacking the basket. And Taylor will get to the line to shoot two. So Beckley looking for its 11th win of the season. And, you know, when you look at the teams Beckley has lost to, they've lost to some really good teams. They've lost to George Washington, who you would think will be a state tournament team in 4A, as the first free throw's no good. They lost to Greenbrier East, who are one of the favorites in AAA.
Yes,
and also to a Princeton team who I also think is going to make the girls' state tournament in AAA.
And you talk about a Greenbrier East team that recently, with the win over 4A state tournament teams. So that's one of the best teams, in the state.
Both free throws were missed. And another thing, too, Eric, if you're Coach Neighbors, and I don't sell your team on that or maybe sell it on this, but the George Washington game was at Summersville on a neutral floor, and the other two were on the road, so they haven't been beat at home, and this is only the third game here in their gym, but from the Armory to here, they haven't lost.
Yeah,
so they protected where
home court.
Well, they're 2 home courts. They've been able to protect it as the ball is deflected into the backcourt, so that's a legal play to go back and get it. As Mitchell is really dialing up the defense and forces a turnover. As we're coming up on the 3-minute mark of the third quarter. Meadows passed up an open look and gave the ball to Ellis. So you got to think, Eric, as you start thinking tournament time and start winding down here as the ball goes down low to Gunner. And what do we got? We got a foul or a trap.
Oh, they called a foul before the.
But here's the thing: is a look ahead as far as Beckley's concerned, and you take a look, and I'll pull up their schedule here. Beckley with a tough game with Oak Hill on Thursday. East Fairmont on Saturday. They're home next Tuesday against Spring Valley before they close out at Pikeview and at James Monroe. And that won't be at James Monroe. That won't be easy. James Monroe is very good.
Monroe, I think they're undefeated.
Yeah, and there's a pass down low, and Ringwald able to shoot and score and draw the foul. But here's another thing too to look at. If they get to make up George Washington, I guess one way or the other, if they do or if they don't, if they make them both up, make one of them up, or don't make any of them up, Beckley, if they can finish that strong, they have a chance to host a tournament game here on the girls' side.
Yeah, and like you said, they've played very well here on this floor. But I still think the key down the stretch is they're building a little more depth with the players they're playing. Is Ringwald's able to polish off her second 3-point play of the night.
Of course,
but getting healthy.
Yeah, and Donya Burton has missed the last 2 games, but Coach Neighbors seem to be, think that you're going to get her back at some point. Now, they may not get Lynch back, as Lynch is sitting on the bench over there, and she's been out for.
And that's a walking boot, so that's
and that's been like about 3 weeks now. So they may not get her back. I don't think they're as optimistic about getting her back, and she may be done for the regular season and even in the postseason. No one has told me that. As they get the ball down low, Ringwald, a little short shot, and left it short. Gunner with the offensive rebound, and it's a held ball, and the arrow is pointed to Pikeview.
Yeah, Gunner's always around those offensive rebounds. Does a good job on the glass, offensive glass.
But, George Washington will probably be the top seed, and it'd be hoped that if they do make that up, and if they do, that game would be on the road. Beckley would have to go to George Washington if they are able to make that game up. George Washington beat them by 13 right there after Christmas in Summersville. They beat them on December 29th. I'll have to look here. As here's Meadows with the steal. Meadows will go in and lay it up and in. But, yeah, that game that they lost to was December the 29th. They lost 50-37. So on the good side, I think if you're Beckley, you say, hey, a very talented team, George Washington, you held them to 50 points, but you only scored 37.
Yes. And that was early in the year.
Yeah.
So you would like to think if you're Beckley, you want to see, you want that gauge, you want that barometer to see how far you've come.
And if Beckley can finish 2, let's just say GW is the number 1 seed. If Beckley can finish 2, then they won't even have to play in order for Beckley to make the state tournament. And I think that's kind of a little crazy, a little wacky that the top 2 seeds don't even have to play, that they both get in without playing one another. As Meadows will dial it up and hit right down the chute.
10 points for Meadows.
So a lot of Beckley girls getting in the offensive act here tonight as we're in the final minute of the third quarter. Of course, Pikeview is a AAA school. Their region is really tough. I mean,
nice
Mitchell
pass.
able to catch, shoot, and score. You're talking about Greenbrier East. Greenbrier East, I don't know if they're the favorite in AAA, but they're one of the favorites in girls. You would agree with that?
Princeton,
yeah,
the way they're playing, though, they're going to be a tough out.
Yeah, so you got East, you got Princeton, you got Shady, you got Herbert Hoover. I'm just thinking all the ones that are in that region. And I may have left somebody out. Nicholas County's in that region. as we play the final 28 seconds. Here's a block shot by Ringwald. Here's Mitchell. Stop. Pop. Draws the foul. Will get to the line. That was a nice under control play by Mitchell.
Yeah, way to go to the jump stop. And Mitchell's been really good at the free throw line, 3 out of 4.
But, you know, Pikeview has not made a field goal in this third quarter. They've only got 1 point. They had 3 in the first quarter. They scored 4 in the second, and they've only scored 1 here in the third quarter.
And they've gone to the free throw line 4 times. They're 1 point coming from make at the line.
Mitchell's free throw is good. So it'll be interesting to see if Beckley will get Donya Burton back Thursday. And maybe if she doesn't play Thursday, we may get to see her on Saturday when they play Fairmont. But I think if you're Beckley, you don't want to rush her back like we talked earlier. You want to make sure that you have her healthy coming down the stretch into postseason.
Yeah, when like you said, all these games matter, but you want to when they really count.
When they really matter.
When they really
that if you don't
matter.
win, your season's over.
That's when you need
That's
her.
when they really matter, right? All right, final 14 seconds of this third quarter. 1 of 2 free throws were made by Mitchell, and Pikeview turns it over. Here's Mack, 2-on-2, and she'll go hard to the basket and lay it in and draw the foul. So with 4.3 seconds remaining in the third quarter, Shiloh Mack will step up to the line and try to polish off a three-point play.
And this will be the second attempt to polish off a three-point play, as in the first quarter, Shiloh Mack was fouled on the drive and unable to make the free throw.
So like I said, with Beckley's 78, and now it'll stay at 78 output through 3 quarters, a lot of girls have put their mark on this one, as that will be the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3, it's Beckley 78, Pikeview 8. Back with the fourth quarter after this on Video Productions.
Pre-owned auto sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-owned auto sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-owned auto sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
This new year, give your home a fresh start with a brand new view from Window World at Beckley.
At Window World, we believe all homes deserve comfort, energy savings, and style all year long.
With our energy efficient windows and doors, Window World has you covered.
Give your home the view it deserves this year with new windows and doors from Window World at Beckley. New year, new view with energy efficient windows from Window World at Beckley.
Call today, 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD
for your free in-home estimate.
We're headed to the fourth quarter, and Beckley's in front 78-8 as we start the final 8 minutes of play. And tonight's game is brought to you in part by Exit Elevation Realty. If you're in the market to buy or to sell your home, you want to reach out to Luke Richmond, the broker, Steve Morgan, the associate broker. You can go to their website at exitelevationwv.com. All right, fourth quarter action. With Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, Jackie Moon on camera. Beckley Eric will have the first possession of this fourth quarter. Got a new player into the ball game for Beckley, and that is Bailey. Isabella Bailey into the game, getting her first action. And they're down on the floor. We got a foul or a held ball, I think.
I think it'll be a jump ball.
Yep. And Eric, you correct me if I'm wrong, in games that we have done before and even watching, I don't recall Bailey playing before.
No, strictly JV. She's getting her first varsity action that we've
and, you know, you and I had talked about her, seeing her in JV, thought that, you know, she's got a little promises. That's a nice shot right there, and I was screened out.
It looks like White on the drive.
White knocked it in.
Roxy
White. So that's the first field goal of the second half for Pikeview. And there's a shot by Bailey. It's blocked there on the baseline, but Beckley able to retain possession. A minute into the fourth quarter. Also another new player into the ball game for Beckley. That's Gravely. And I don't ever remember doing a game in which she played.
And I'd say they'll get some extended minutes here in the fourth quarter.
Probably you'd think they might, as there's a Beckley foul, probably play the whole quarter out, to get them some time. Because that's another thing too, Eric. As these games start to stack up, they've got they had game last night, game tonight. They got practice tomorrow, game Thursday, practice Friday, game Saturday. When you're doing that, as you get closer to tournament time, you know that you're going to have most teams going to have a real thin bench. You're going to play 6 or 7 players, and that's about
right.
it at tournament time. Also, another new player into the ball game is Hardy into the game for Beckley. And I didn't see who got that one.
Ringwald with the
putback.
Putback on the great hustle.
And good hustle by Mack to knock it out of bounds. So, when you look out there, Eric, that's a future added Zoe Williams into it.
Yeah. I mean, you got a young team, young players.
Young players. Of course, Alana Ellis is a senior. And actually, when you look at this team,
yeah, Burton and Ellis.
You got Ellis a senior, Ringwald a senior, and Burton a senior. And that's it. So it is a very young team, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. They've got five freshmen. And there's a Pikeview foul, and holding her knee is Shallow Mack, and looked like they went knee to knee. And I'll tell you, that's one of the most painful injuries that you can have, as you can tell she's grimacing in pain.
And this is what you don't need.
Yeah, especially in any game, but 80
in any
10.
game, and this is what you don't need.
Yeah, we'll watch
the
replay.
Knee
to knee.
Knee to knee.
And with that's hurting my knee. And with that, we need to take a break so I can get my knee ready. As there's 6:05 left in the game, Beckley up 80-10. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
We asked the real experts what they think of our Chevys and GMCs, and they didn't hold back.
Come here. Come on. I like the noise of it.
They tested the seats, the screens, and the tires as well. Now it's your turn. Northside Chevy GMC, approved by kids, loved by everyone. Chevrolet, together let's drive. GMC, we are professional grade.
Northside Chevy, where they are right.
So on that last play, Eric, they'll have to take Shallow Mack out. She's in a lot of pain, and we saw the replay there before we went to break, and it was knee to knee. So Emma Meadows will get to the line and shoot 2. The first one's good. As assistant coach Henry went to get an ice pack for that knee, as both free throws were made by Emma Meadows, and we're 2 minutes in here to the fourth quarter, and Beckley up 82-10. This will be Beckley's biggest offensive output of the 25-26 season. Waldron has it way out high for Pikeview. Waldron down the lane, and the shot's blocked. Mitchell comes out of there with it and slows it down. Down low, and there's a lot of contact and no fouls. Ringwald thought she was fouled. And the ball comes almost to us. I thought it was going to end up in our lap. Waldron will dial it up for 3. It's short, long rebound.
It looked good when it left.
It did. That shot is a little strong, and that shot that time put up by Barlow, who's really been the flame or whatever the fire that Pikeview has had, as Mitchell gets to the rim and lays it up and in.
Now Mitchell comes up a little lame.
Yeah, and she's okay. So
15 points on the night for
Gravely back in the Beckley lineup. Pikeview will dip into its bench. And let's see who we got in there for Pikeview. Brooke Hazelwood into the ball game for Pikeview. Mullins into the ball game for Pikeview. Who else we got into the game? Morgan Nelson into the ball game for Pikeview. And we got another new player into the ball game, Rourke. Isabel Rourke into the game for Pikeview. And Rourke has it now. And here's a steal by Beckley, and that's a steal by Gravely. And then Beckley turns it over. There's a little short shot. It won't go in.
Jump
and
ball.
We got a held ball to stay with Pikeview. So it'll be Rourke to put it in play. And throws the ball out. And it's Nelson that ran it down. And here's a steal by Beckley. Mitchell has it now. Mitchell will take it all the way to the basket and turn around and back it back out.
Reset the offense. Didn't force it.
Get ready to come up here on the halfway point of this fourth quarter. Little short shot is good into the lane. And Gravely able to score. That was a nice kind of little half hook right there.
Yeah. Use the nice power dribble to the shot.
So we're under 4 minutes left here in the game, which Beckley scored the first 19, have never looked back. And Pikeview, Eric, in the second half have got one field goal and one free throw. As Ringwald with the steal and then bounced it off her foot. She looked up to see where she was and took her eye off the ball and dribbled it off her foot. As Autumn Barlow checks back in. So Pikeview's going to go to 1-12, and they're going to have 2 6-game losing streaks with a win squeezed in between the 2 6-game losing streaks.
Yeah, but they battled. They
did. They played hard.
I like
that.
Like I said, the spirit as they turn it over. But.
Well, like I said, it shows you that the resilience of these young women, and I guess you call them young girls, young women, young ladies, whatever term you want to use. But it's really hard when it's not just this happening tonight. This has happened a lot this year, and then you still come back to practice and still continue to work. Like I said, it's a lot easier to come to the gym or the field or whatever the case is, when things are going good, as there's a held ball and it'll stay with Beckley. But it's really tough to show up every day to work when things don't go good, right?
That's right. It's teach us life lessons. Everything's not always laid out.
That's right.
Perfectly for you. You got to battle through.
And that three is a little strong, as that three ball was put up that time by Bailey. And into the lineup for Beckley will be Hardy. So the final 3:11, we'll have a quick wrap up in the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show. And here's a shot partially blocked. That shot put up by Autumn Barlow. And here comes Beckley with Emma Meadows out of there with it. Meadows had to be careful. She didn't see the defender coming up behind her. Mitchell gets the ball down low. And there's a turnover. Little bunny hop into P-patch that time by Gravely, and she'll turn it over. So after playing back-to-back, Beckley off tomorrow. We have a practice and get ready for Oak Hill Thursday night. Eric and I will have it. We'll be on the air at 7, tip at 7:30. Beckley beat them already once, but it was a tough game as that shot was missed and the ball's out of bounds. It'll stay with Pikeview, but let me go back to see what the score. Beckley beat them on February the 21st, beat them 54-42.
On January 21st.
Oh, I beg your pardon. When I say February, I meant January. That's correct. And we didn't do anything.
You foreshadowed.
Well, yeah, it's not even February. It's not even February 21st
right.
yet. What am I?
It's the 10th.
Well, I got so much papers here and so much stuff running together, and we got all these games that I've scratched through my schedule of when this is moved and that's moved. Yeah, I knew you had to help me out. What you always have to help me out is here's a turnover. Here's Hardy with it. Meadows will trail the play and able to catch in the lane and score. Coming up on the final 2 minutes.
14 for Meadows on the evening.
Yeah, but even though Beckley won that game by, or what I say, 12, I think is what I said, right? I can't even remember what I said. I was told that the game was much tighter than what that score indicated, so that'll be a battle for Beckley on Thursday night. 1:52 left in this one. And Eric, you probably have to go back a while to see the last time Beckley scored this many points. as there's a foul, and Meadows at the line, a chance to get him to 90.
And Meadows has been real efficient at the free throw line. We'll see if this if the broadcaster's jinx going to work out, because she's 4 of 4.
Well, Eric, the last game, Beckley scored 70. Well, not the last game. They lost to Princeton. The last home game, they scored 73 against Mount Hope Christian. That was last Tuesday, and they won that one 73-34. But prior to last Tuesday, the most points that Beckley had scored in any game was against Graham when they scored 63. Most of Beckley's totals have been in the 50s and 40s.
And right on cue, Maris, as you was giving the rundown of the of the scores, Emma Meta stepped to the line 4 for 4, and she leaves the line 4 of 6.
Yeah. So got a foul on the shot with 1:41 left. It's a Beckley foul. So, you know, and I'm going off of memory. I don't have anything here in front of me, but, you know, you and I have covered a lot of Beckley girls games over the years here on video productions, and also back in my radio days. I don't recall. You'd probably have to go back maybe to that 2020 team, maybe, as Mitchell gets fouled, because, you know, that's when the Beckley was in the state semifinals when COVID hit.
Yes.
They had won one tournament game, and they were sitting in the state semifinals, and then I think that Friday morning before they were able to play, they couldn't. The tournament it was canceled because of COVID. But you'd probably have to go back, I think, in that of recent time. But 88 points, I would say, this is the most, at least, and I don't even know even if and that was obviously a very good team, and I don't know even back then if they scored this many points in any one game.
Yeah, I don't believe. I don't recall.
I don't recall it. If there's somebody out there watching that can correct me, that knows that they have, then you feel free to contact me, and the next game I will most definitely correct it, as the young lady about took out everything, right? I thought she about took out everything.
Yeah, I thought it was
she said
end of the broadcast.
Yeah, I said it's going to be end of the broadcast with 108, because this young lady Hart came over. I thought she was going to take out the heavy hitter, Nick Eskins, our monitor, the camera, take it all out. But, all right, timeout on the floor. And while we got a timeout, we got to tell you about, we appreciate our sponsors. And this one's Cracker Barrel. If you want a home-cooked meal, visit Cracker Barrel. They have delicious home-style food that you can enjoy by the fireplace or curbside pickup. Go to crackerbarrel.com for all the details. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's, they have professional workers, and they do a great job, whether it's plumbing, whether it's heating. It's a very easy number to remember, 304-253-HELP. Well, Eric, if you're Beckley coach Brian Neighbors, do you get anything out of a dominant this type of win?
Well, I think as most coaches do, you saw he was just making sure they're running what he's drawing up, and yeah, I think you build some depth and some confidence, you know, in this. You see who you can trust going down the stretch, and also for Pikeview, I'm telling you, they've played a tough schedule, as you can see.
Yeah.
They play a tough schedule, and these young ladies will be better for it soon.
Yeah, you know, they're, you know, like I said, you look up now and they got a young team, and you're like, well, you know, they're getting beat like this night in and night out. But like you said, if they hang in there and they work with it, they can. This can all maybe come full circle, as there's a foul. A lot of contact out there toward midcourt.
Yeah, let's see. They're both okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Barlow's had quite a night as we watch the replay here. And Mitchell got there just a tad late. Yeah, incidental contact, but you got to call the foul. As we're under a minute for this one. So Beckley's going to bounce back. They're going to go 11-3. Piper's going to go 1-12. As Mitchell able to shoot and score 91 points. And, you know, Eric, this even could be a school record. I don't even recall from way back. And I've been around the girls program, I would say 25 years at least. You know, back when I started doing boys games on radio in 1990, really didn't follow the girls as much at that time. But like I said, anytime in recent years, in the last 25 years, I would think this is the most points they've scored in the game.
Yeah, they put up a lot. Good defense and getting after it. But I'd say you're probably right.
So 91-10, final 25 seconds left in this one. And Meadows gets a steal. Meadows races down the floor, and she'll just back it back out and probably just hold it and run out the clock, and that'll do it. We'll have a very short post-game in our Pioneer Community Bank post-game show. And they just turned it over, and Pikeview goes in for a layup, which is good, and that's Nelson to make it 91-12, and that's the final score. Final score, Beckley 91, Pikeview 12. Beckley is now 11-3, and Pikeview now has their second 6-game losing streak, and they go to 1-12. Like I said, we'll take a break, come back, and wrap this one up in the Pioneer Community Bank post-game show up next here on Video Productions.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy Trail, fuel up the way West Virginia Street at Little General Store. From the trail snacks to cold drinks and fuel to keep you rolling, we've got everything you need before you head into the hill. We're proud to be part of your ride, rooted in West Virginia and built for the backwoods. Little General Store, fuel your adventure for West Virginia.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
We asked the real experts what they think of our Chevys and GMCs, and they didn't hold back.
Come here. Come on. I like the noise of it.
They've tested the seats, the screens, and the tires as well. Now it's your turn. Northside Chevy GMC, approved by kids, loved by everyone. Chevrolet, together let's drive. GMC, we are professional grade.
Northside Chevy, where they are right.
And we welcome you into the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show. Maris Lowry here with Eric Thomas. And the final score is Beckley defeats Pikeview 91-12. Beckley now goes 11-3, and Pikeview will now go to 1-12. And of course, obviously by the score, this was never a contest. Beckley scored the first 19 points of the game before Pikeview scored 19-2. It was 34-3 at the end of the quarter. After that 19-0 run, then Beckley went on another big run, a 25-0 run. They led by 50 at halftime, 57-7, and they extended the lead to 78-8 at the end of 3. They win the ball game 91-12. We're going to go inside the numbers of this big Beckley win. Inside the numbers are brought to you by Direct Choice. Direct Choice pre-owned vehicle lot located at 4631 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley. They have West Virginia's best selection and best prices on pre-owned vehicles. Direct Choice is a proud sponsor of local sports and student athletes. Also inside the numbers are brought to you by Allstate Insurance located at Market Road in Beckley. Lori Richmond is the agent. You can dial up Lori at 304-252-8646. You're in good hands with Allstate, and you're in good hands with Lori, and now you're in good hands with Eric Thomas.
Yes, and Pikeview Maris was led in scoring by Brandy Taylor, who had 4, Autumn Barlow with 3, Roxy White and Morgan Nelson chipped in 2, and Emma Blankenship rounds out their scoring with 1 point. But my hat's off to them. They played as hard as they could, and they really stayed engaged, and they got to stay together and just keep building. I think they'll be better for it the next couple of years. For Beckley, they placed 4 players into double figures, led by Zoe Williams with 23. She had 21 at halftime, played real sparingly in the second half, finishes with 23. Nevaeh Mitchell getting the first start that we've ever broadcast. She has 18. Emma Meadows off the bench with 14 for the Lady Flying Eagles. And Maggie Ringwald rounds out the double-figure scores with 12 points.
And then you had a couple other players on the cusp of double figures.
Yes, and you had Alana Ellis, of course, with 8. and Carson Gunner, two starters with 8. But Coach Neighbors, they used them sparingly, played a lot of players in the second half.
Well, that'll do it for this broadcast tonight. Here's what we got coming up tomorrow. It'll be Man against Independence. That'll be a boys' game. That'll be at Coal City, West Virginia at Independence. Eric and I will have that game scheduled to tip at 7 o'clock. Thursday, Eric, you and I will be right back here where Beckley will take on Oak Hill in a girls' game. And then on Saturday, it'll be a full day of basketball. It'll be the Lady Golden Bear Tech. They play at 11 a.m. You and I will have the men's game at 1 o'clock. Then it'll be the Lady Flying Eagles of Beckley taking on East Fairmont, and that game will be at 5:30. You and I will have the boys' game of Beckley and East Fairmont. All that action Saturday is at the Raleigh County Convention Center, and, of course, all of that streamed live on Video Productions. Final comment, Eric.
Yeah, this Beckley team, I think, needs to the future of this team is health. I think they need to get healthy and going to have a tough regional matchup here Thursday night. I'm anxious to see that one played.
All right, that'll do it here from Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. For Jackie Moon, our cameraman, always the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, does a great job producing and directing. From our partner, Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, repeating the final score. Beckley defeats Pikeview 91-12. Good night, everybody.